Position like a pro. This will be a 3-part series, okay? I'm going to do battleships, cruisers, and then obviously destroyers. I'm not going to cover CVs because CVs. That being said, we're going to start with battleships. And I hear this argument all the time, all these different builds and whatever. Different builds don't make you a better player, okay? There's not like one build that's superior. I mean, it comes down to positioning. If you know how to position, you're going to live a lot longer. And if you're alive a lot longer, you create more opportunity for your team. And therefore, you win more matches. I'm not saying you can go position perfectly and your team is all dead in 3 minutes that you're going to be able to win that game. But being that you're not on a team that's immediately dead when they load in, positioning will change everything for you. I'm going to start with the Minnesota. Let's go here, and then we'll work on to some other stuff, maybe. All right, let's break something down here. So I'm going to put up 3 bullet points that I think that you should live and die by. And maybe they're not perfect, but they're a really good leg up on pretty much everybody else. Understanding where you're at on the map, having that awareness of your teammates near you. Like, you can have 4 people right next to you, but if all those people are about to die and you're still pretty healthy, you need to recognize the situation ahead of time before it becomes something that you can't correct for. So there's types of ships that like to kind of sit kited. Doesn't mean you have to run away. And then there's some ships that like to kind of stay more bow on. Tier 7, most of the American Tier 7s, they like to stay more bow on. Doesn't mean you can't play them other ways, but they have the armor and they have the profile, other than maybe the Kansas. Oh. Ooh, my joysticks are not set correctly. That's a different feeling, having to pull the whole way. Okay. 20 grand. Being that we're in the middle here, we kind of have a unique advantage. We don't have to... My God, so many broadsides. Please keep the azimuth. Please keep the azimuth. Please. Stop. Rudder the other way. Can we start the video with a dev strike?
Enemy severely damaged.
Story of my life. Suyas, there's a good one. Suyas, Vladdy, those are good bow-on ships. I'm going to sit here angled. I'm not going to keep pulling out. I'm going to use the island to block me. But I'm going to sit here and just hold this angle. This is going to be my angle for the rest of the game. Give him the plane. I think he's turning out.
Spotter airborne.
Please? In 3 shots, we're at 83k. You know, this is one of those ships where I've got a really long reload. So for me not to have situational awareness, that's a massive skill issue, right? Past knowing that I'm not going to get blistered broadside, I want to be looking around and seeing my teammates. So I know we've got a teammate dead here. They lost a teammate. Oh, you're lucky you turned out. I know I've got 2 very healthy teammates over here. Got a couple guys in the back. They don't really know where they want to go. And look, I'm still 10 seconds out on reload. I just surveyed the entire map. Maybe? Oh! I took a risky shot when I had a guarantee. Oh, sadness. Yeah, keep doing that. Understanding at kind of the beginning of the game, if you're going to be angled out or angled in, using that time that you know you're not going to be spotted, love that. Using that to your advantage and getting the most you can out of those first 30, 45 seconds that no one spotted. So, okay, gotta watch that. That's really important, right? See if I can't kill this guy. I don't know about that angle. But then again, you never know. Okay. So we've been shot like once, and we have 109k. Why? Because we positioned correctly. A good side caveat to that, you know, like knowing your ship too. Like, I know that I'm not going to go out and get the wide flank. Okay, I took the middle spawn. Took the middle spawn. I'm not going to sail way over there, and I don't even know how the game is this close. I've taken almost all my shots this game for free because of good positioning. Well, that's not good. See, this decision he's making here to turn broadside doesn't make sense. It's what's costing him all of his health. I'm broadside now. I'm actually having to focus up here so we don't lose this game. Yikes. That Bismarck literally was full health 60 seconds ago. That's wild. Looking over there, there's my Flaunder from the middle. He's really weak, so he's probably going to die. This guy just fired his guns, probably going to kill that Flaunder. He's broadside, so I know I want to at least fire those 2 guns in the next couple seconds. Luckily, the backs were getting loaded. Find out if that guy dies or not. What do you want to do, sweet cheeks? You're going to make that turn, are you? Give it to me. Oh, God, give it to me. That looks so good. Man, I'm telling you what, when Minnesota wants to be accurate, she is just... You know what I mean? Like, damn. Again, like we've been shot once or maybe twice by the Kutuzov. We're full health, 3 heals, and a $175 because of correct positioning. Now, let's say this game, let's say I spawned on either flank, right? What would I do? That guy just burned a radar. Big Sag. What I would have probably done, whichever side I would have spawned on, I would have set up to kite away. You're telling me I've got better concealment than him? No, that guy popped out. Okay. I'm not leading because I know he's going to turn. If he hits the brakes, they miss.
The ship is on fire. Nice work.
Dog.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
Holy. I had a good feeling picking this thing. Oh, big sadness.
Direct front.
Thank God. My damage comm is still on. That did put me broadside, though. I popped a smoke. Let's hope he's pushing a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. I know that Oster is sitting like right over there somewhere because this guy's there. He's probably like right there. Decision time. That smoke plume is pretty far to the right. It might be worth firing a gun, or this guy might fire at me. We will see. I'm gonna try and go just underneath the guns. Or I get the guns. That works. He's firing HE. Woo! I want to move. I know that Oster's back there. Ooh, do I have an opportunity to break his guns? The Marlboro will actually just ping us to shoot this guy? Really? Only guy spotted?
Torpedoes astern.
Yeah, I know they're back there.
Torpedoes astern.
Positioning, positioning, positioning. I will say, for the most part, whenever I load into a solo game, I have a plan. And usually that plan is a route. Start point, obviously, where I spawn. And then my next point, point B, is going to be behind something. I would say a solid 9 times out of 10. Within the first couple of minutes, I have the ability to go behind something. And I think that's really important because if your team does start to falter, even if you have that forward attack, if the team starts to falter, you can turn, not give up that broadside, and you can get away, right?
Torpedoes to port.
Was the Oster not in that radar? Thank you, Marlboro. Can't believe that guy's not in the radar. Now, let's say we're on a map where you're not going to have that ability to turn and go dark, for instance. If that's not an option at your spawn, what I'll usually try to do, I'll try to position myself so that I can stay in the fight, but when I stop shooting, I go dark. So that gives me the option to... Oh, man. It gives me the option to run away. And I'm talking as a solo player here, but even sometimes when you're in a division, say we're in tier 8 here and we get up tiered, and I look across there and I see like a Yama, and a Kurfürst. I'm in a battleship, tier 8. I don't really want to take that fight. I want to have the ability to disengage. That also being said, I mean, it comes down a little bit to knowing your ship. You know, if you have a ship that has a lot of speed versus, you know, like Minnesota, that's kind of where I got the perfect spawn in Minnesota. I was able to sit there and not worry about it too much because I had the perfect spawn. I had island cover blocking the right side, and the middle and left side, I had everyone right there. And if I needed to block mid, I could have pulled forward, you know, 50 feet, whatever, and then just been firing at that left side spawn. And this just so happens to be a map that people love to race down that line. They don't always, but they seem to love to race down that line, presenting me with an awesome game. But it shocks me that map has been out forever, and that's one of my favorite maps. And people still, for some reason, haven't figured that out 4 years in. A little more than 4 years now. So, just to recap here, look around, right? Watch your teammates. Have a route planned in your head. Know if you want to kite towards them or kite away from them. Know your ship and know what it's kind of capable of, right? Because not all ships are made the same. Squishy armor, you're not going to want to be bow in fighting 10 kilometers. You're going to want to be 15 plus. You're going to want to have the ability to go dark. Talking like all British battleships, right? The way that I'm going to play the Hamrier, which I'm never going to play, versus the Suyaz is two completely different play styles. Understanding that, those very simple things will make you a much better player yourself. Now, if you want to like improve every single game, you want to get your win rate up because you know clans are coming, that's when you're going to start trying to look around and read the map from a different perspective. Take a step back, look at your friendlies, look at what you're fighting. In between reloads, when you're not aiming to pull the trigger or watching your shells hit, that's when you should be updating your situational awareness and what's going on around you. Plan ahead for yourself. Give yourself the ability to run away. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people run away when they don't have to, right? But also, just because you go to kite doesn't mean you have to get farther away. If you think that your side might be kind of weak and you're not really sure, go in, get to that spot that you can't be shot and you know you'll be dark, turn out, and then hold. And then just fire that way. And if you win your side, you can just do a 180 and charge on, right? If you lose your side and your side starts to lose footing, well, that's when you can just put it in forward and drive. Knowing and thinking ahead of time, those two things are going to be huge in making you a better player. Battleships especially. Positioning is key. It'll help you win more games. It'll up your win rate. It'll make you a better player. I'm gone. Got a $50,000 fishing tournament. I'm going to go eat, shave, shower, and I'm headed to the lake. No, I say 50. It's a $100,000 tournament this weekend. 2-day event. Woo, I'm pumped. I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a good one. And until next time, peace.